Have you ever noticed the greatest battles men face aren't always in business, competition, or even war? Sometimes the deadliest enemy sits across from you wrapped in beauty, whispering love while quietly dismantling your spirit. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When the wrong person is close, her influence seeps in. Piece by piece, you lose clarity, strength, and peace until you no longer recognize the man in the mirror. At first, she seems harmless, sweet, gentle, charming, but slowly, she erodes your focus and dignity. Like water dripping on stone, not violent, not obvious, but relentless. Strong men with discipline, ambition, vision often become trapped in relationships that suffocate them. They give, but feel drained. They try to love, but live in captivity, Seneca warned. Associate with those who will make you better. Welcome those whom you can improve. The process is mutual. The wrong partner, improvement is impossible. You are not building, you are being dismantled. But here's the truth. You don't need to wait until you're broken. The signs are clear. They are red flags showing whether a woman will stand beside you or weaken you from within. So let me ask, have you ever felt spiritually exhausted in a relationship? Not just tired, but hollow, as if every day was a silent battle you never agreed to fight. If you felt that, this message is for you. Because what we uncover next are the 6 red flags of a low-value woman. And by seeing them early, you protect not just your peace, but your very essence as a man. Sin no one. She thrives on drama and chaos. Some women cannot live without conflict. Calm feels like emptiness to them, so they create storms. They pick fights out of thin air, accuse you falsely, pull away just to make you chase, or spark jealousy to test your devotion. They call it excitement, but it is dysfunction disguised as love. Psychologically, these women are addicted to adrenaline. Peace feels threatening, so they inject chaos to feel alive again. And you, as the man, become trapped in her storm double, checking every word, every action, walking on eggshells. Love begins to feel less like connection and more like survival. Seneca once wrote, "He who suffers before it is necessary, suffers more than is necessary." Living with such a woman makes you suffer in anticipation. You silence your needs, doubt your judgment, and lose your voice just to keep temporary peace. But peace built on fear is not real peace. It's captivity. The more you feed her drama, the stronger it grows. She does not seek resolution, only tension. You cannot win by playing her game. The only way to reclaim your power is to step out of the storm. She may panic, blame you, or vanish. Either way, you win because you choose clarity over chaos. Epictetus reminds us, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The wisest reaction to endless drama is not submission, it is walking away. Ask yourself, have you ever lived inside her storm, drained every day, trying to survive her chaos? If yes, recognize it for what it is, not love, not passion, but dysfunction. And the greatest act of strength is choosing freedom before the storm consumes you. Sign no. 2. She is addicted to validation. At first, she looks radiant and confident, but beneath the surface lies emptiness and endless hunger for approval. No matter how much love, time, or loyalty you give, it is never enough. She chases likes, comments, and attention from strangers. To her, intimacy is less important than an audience. Epictetus warned, if you seek approval from others, you become their slave. This kind of woman is enslaved by her own insecurity. Every dinner becomes a photo shoot, every private moment a performance for the crowd. Instead of valuing the man by her side, she values the faceless applause of strangers. Over time, you begin to feel invisible. You're not competing with another man, you're competing with her reflection on a screen. It's a battle you can never win because her worth is built on external noise, not inner strength. You pour yourself out, but she remains empty. Marcus Aurelius said, "It is not fame that makes a man better, but his actions." A woman of true value doesn't need a spotlight to feel worthy. She respects intimacy, builds quietly, and grows stronger in private than in public. Her dignity shines without the need for applause. Ask yourself, have you ever felt like you were dating not just her, but her entire audience? If so, you already know the suffocating weight of competing with a void. Remember, love cannot survive where validation is currency. The right woman won't need the world's attention. She'll honor the bond she has with you. Sign no. 3. She refuses accountability. There is a clear pattern. Nothing is ever her fault. If she's late, it's because you didn't remind her. If she lashes out, it's because you made her upset. If she cheats, it's because you were distant. The blame always shifts away from her, and eventually it lands on you. Over time, this poisons a man's confidence. You start doubting yourself, apologizing for things you never did, carrying guilt that doesn't belong to you. Seneca said, "A man who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary." Living with someone who never takes responsibility forces you to suffer endlessly. Psychologically, this comes from a fragile ego. To her, admitting fault feels like weakness. But without accountability, growth is impossible. Mistakes repeat, and you become the shield for her failures. Like a soldier carrying another's armor, the weight crushes you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If anyone can refute me, show me. I'm mistaken. I'll gladly change. For it is the truth I seek, and the truth never harmed anyone." A woman of value owns her mistakes, adjusts, and grows stronger. That is how trust and respect are built. Ask yourself, how many times have you apologized just to end the argument, even when you knew you were not at fault? The longer you stay, the more you lose yourself. You cannot heal someone who refuses to admit they are wounded. And the strongest decision you can make is to walk away from burdens that were never yours to carry. Sign no. For she manipulates through guilt and silence. Not all control comes with shouting. Some women bend men through silence, coldness, or guilt. You set a boundary, she withdraws. You make plans, she grows distant. Her words say I'm fine, but her body screams the opposite. Soon, you begin second-guessing yourself, wondering if you've done something wrong. This is the trap. Guilt becomes a weapon. To avoid conflict, you cancel plans, change decisions, and compromise your values. Each time you fold, you teach her that silence and sulking are enough to control you. It feels like love, but it's not. It's conditioning. You're not being loved, you're being trained. Epictetus warned, "No man is free who is not master of himself." If you live by her moods, you surrender your freedom. Over time, you stop following your instincts and start managing her emotions. Your life shrinks to avoid her disapproval. Contrast this with a woman of value. If she's hurt, she says it. If she needs something, she asks. She does not weaponize silence or turn emotions into commands. Healthy love builds on clarity, not confusion. The solution is calm confrontation. Do not chase her silence. Do not play her games. Live your life with dignity. When she sees her tactics no longer control you, she will either communicate openly or walk away. Either way, you regain your peace. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Remember, love is not captivity. A strong man guards his boundaries and never surrenders his peace to manipulation. Sign no. 6. She competes with masculinity. A relationship should be partnership, not rivalry. But some women don't want balance. They want to compete. Instead of respecting your strength, they resent it. Every decision becomes a power struggle. You take initiative, and she calls it controlling. You set boundaries, and she labels it toxic. Over time, you begin to shrink, lowering your voice, doubting your instincts, softening your masculinity to keep the peace. But peace built on self-betrayal is not peace, it's surrender. And the more you give up, the less respect she has for you. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." True masculinity is not toxic. It is disciplined, protective, and purpose-driven. A woman of value sees this as strength, not a threat. She compliments your nature rather than fighting it. When you suppress your masculinity, you lose not just arguments, you lose yourself. And no man should have to choose between being authentic and keeping a relationship. As Epictetus taught, first say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do. Your identity as a man is not negotiable. Final thoughts? Now you've seen the 6 red flags that drain a man's dignity and peace. Drama. Addiction to validation, refusal of accountability, emotional manipulation, lack of vision, and competing with masculinity. Each one alone is destructive together. They dismantle a man from within. Seneca reminded us, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Wasting years in captivity disguised as love is the greatest loss a man can suffer. The right woman will never demand you shrink to fit her insecurities. She will amplify your strength. Honor your vision and walk beside you. So I ask, do you see these patterns in your life? Do not ignore them. Every day spent in the wrong relationship is a day stolen from the man you are meant to become. Guard your peace, protect your focus, and never surrender your essence. Because your purpose, your masculinity, and your dignity, they are not for sale.